Hello everybody, welcome back to Grand Old Academy. Last time I left off, we met some interesting people and we're just about to view a room. So let's get underway. Yeah, so fun. The room itself was fairly ordinary and divided roughly in half by the furniture placement. It was immediately clear that the right-hand side of the room was Megan's, since it was the only half that looked lived in. Surprised there's not a wall. I was a little surprised to see how low-key Megan's side looked, going off what I had seen so far on her bubbly personality, combined with the expectations I had from the American movies I had seen. I expected to be greeted by an explosion of pink pillow strings of Christmas lights and glitter everywhere. Instead, I saw a decor that was businesslike, bordering on austerity. Her neatly made bedspread was subtle, muted maroon. Her desk was organized without a single pen or piece of paper out of place. She did have a couple of stuffed animals on her bed, but they somehow seemed to be sitting with the posture of dignified businessmen there for a meeting rather than floppy friends. And instead of posters for bands and movies on her wall, there were only a few tasteful framed pictures of landscapes. How beautiful. The single exception was a pin-up style photo taped to the front of one of the wardrobes depicting a hunky boy lifting weights. Boy, more like gross. I looked at Megan questioningly and she blushed. Once you meet Paul Ryan and see it for yourself, you'll understand. As plain as Megan's side of the room was, my side was even plainer, a little depressing actually. With those empty walls and that bare desk, Megan seemed to be on the same page. Don't worry, we'll light up your half of the room soon enough, did you? Did you have space to pack any decorations? Oh, it'd be cool to have some Japanese posters and paper lanterns and stuff in here. No, I didn't bring anything like that. That's okay, we'll figure something out. This is going to be your new home for the next 6 months. After all, it's important to make it feel like home. Megan heaved my suitcase onto my bed, then walked over to the window and threw the curtain open. The sunlight that streamed in made everything instantly look more cheerful. My eyes. The view was lovely. Right below us was the lush green forest lawn of Sunshine Dorm, where Jeb and Marco were still sparring. Off in the distance, I could see the elegant neo-colonial building that Megan had earlier identified as Peach Dorm. And further beyond, that stretched the rest of the campus, both intimidating and exciting in its own unexplored vastness. As soon as we got back to our room after dinner, I flopped into bed ready to fall asleep for the next 15 or 20 hours, but before I could even fully shut my eyes... What are you doing? You can't go to sleep now, America! Today's the first debate of the year! I absolutely won't let you miss something this important. Debate? Who's debating what? Oh my gosh, did I seriously forget to tell you all about the debate club? You mentioned it a few times, but that's all. Why is it such a big deal? Oh, it's only the most important, prestigious, competitive, demanding club in the entire school. Pretty much every student dreams of being in the club someday. And if you're lucky and talented enough to get in, you're basically Grand Old Academy royalty. During the second semester of every school year, the club picks out the best of the best from their ranks to have a series of public debates that will showcase their talents to the whole school. And then the students vote to single out the best debater in the entire school. Winning the debate tournament is the highest honor you can achieve at Grand Old Academy. Well, second highest. See, each year's winner goes on to compete in inter-school debates. If you win those two and defeat the champion from our rival school, Dem High Democrats versus Republicans. I started to doze off despite Megan's impassioned soliloquy. When she noticed, she grabbed me by the shoulders and shook me awake. Seeing the frenzied, manic enthusiasm in her eyes was enough to banish my drowsiness for the time being, at least. Okay, I'll come with you to watch the debate. You won't regret it, America, I promise. Ashley was starting to get excited despite myself. From the impression of her so far, it seemed to me that Megan was prone to exaggeration and over-enthusiasm, but something about her tone of voice told me that this time the hype was warranted. I somehow mustered up the mental and emotional strength needed to roll out of my comfortable bed, and I followed Megan out of the dorm. A swarm of foot traffic honed in on a dorm building near the center of campus. Here we are! Hawkeye dorm! Wow, it's pretty big. How many students live here? Not at all that many, actually. About half the space in this building is devoted to an auditorium built specifically for this first debate. Wait, really? Megan nodded and kept heading forward. The debate club really must be a huge deal if the very architecture of the academy was designed to accommodate it. We filed into the auditorium with the rest of the crowd. The room was enormous, with rows upon rows of seats. The stage was empty except for some unoccupied podiums placed evenly across it. I was expecting Megan to return to her usual chatty self, as this seemed to be the kind of atmosphere in which she thrived, a social butterfly in a field of talkative flowers, each one ready to be pollinated with gossip. But instead, Megan was silent, leaning forward with her chin in her hands and her elbows on her knees, focused completely on the empty space. The girl sitting to my right nudged me. Do you have your voting slip? Huh? I grabbed some extras. Here, take one. She presented me with a sheet of paper filled with names, each with a check box next to it. Glancing it over, I recognized the names of Jeb, Marco, and Donald, but the rest were foreign to me. At the top of the paper, there were instructions in large, bold font. Vote for no more than 9 winners. 9 winners? I thought the point was to pick one champion. Oh, that doesn't happen until the final debate in July. These are the primary debates. July, that's months away. I know, isn't it great? Megan's eyes were gleaming with the same frenzied spark again, and there's a broad smile plastered on her face. The drama, the excitement, the tension for 6 months straight. I look forward to it every year. And this year, I was lucky enough to be chosen to moderate some of the debates. Well, not just lucky, I worked my butt off to earn the position. I'm so excited that I'm incredible. You're going to get the spirit of what you said tonight, America. I forced a smile and nodded as Megan's gaze snapped back to the stage once more, but internally I had some reservations. Soon the lights in the auditorium began to dim. Students quickly found seats and hushed each other. All of them focused on the stage. After a few moments of anticipation, a student walked out onto the stage and greeted the audience. That's Chris Wallace! He got chosen to host this initial debate! Lucky son of a bitch! I couldn't tell whether Megan had meant that comment as a joke or not. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first Grand Ole Academy debate of the 2016 primaries! The crowd went wild, applauding and cheering. After allowing the hubbub to ebb, the announcer continued. I will be your moderator this evening as we get to know the 17 students who represent the cream of the debates club's crop. By the end of tonight, we will determine which 9 will move on to the next debate, held in historic Granite Dorm in exactly 1 month. And now, without further ado, please put your hands together to welcome tonight's debaters. One by one, students walked onto the stage and took their places at their podiums. As their names were called in alphabetical order, each one was greeted with hearty applause and cheers as soon as they entered. attention to the debate. I really did, but the combination of jet lag and anxiety about my upcoming classes made it impossible. All the students' arguments blurred together in my head, and by the time the debate had ended, I couldn't even remember a tenth of what anyone had said. Remember to drop off your ballots at the door as you leave the auditorium. We'll tally them up and announce the results as soon as we can. So feel free to stick around in the lobby until then. All around me, students were standing up, stretching, chatting with their neighbors. I turned to look at Megan and saw that she had abandoned the air of estuary focus that she had been cultivating for the last few hours and had returned to her regular bubbly self. So what do you think America was as great as I told you it would be, or what? Alright, yeah, it was thrilling, or honestly I dozed off for most of it. I don't want to hurt her feelings, but I don't want to lie. But then politicians like to bend the truth, and this is a political game, so let's just bend the truth a little bit. Megan playfully punched my shoulder. Damn it. I suddenly remembered the piece of paper that I still held in my hand. I don't know, do I have to vote? Megan shrugged. I noticed that she wasn't holding a ballot of her own. Aren't you voting, Megan? But you're so excited about all this, and you said you were paying such close attention. If anyone has a say in who moves on, it should be you. Since I'm going to be moderating something makes later, I feel like I have an obligation to be neutral, but... Her eyes gleamed mischievously. I think it'd be fine if I give you advice on how you should vote, right? I guess so, Bush, Rubio, Graham, Christie, Jindal, Huckabee, Santorum, Walker, Paul. She rattled off the names one after another in a single rapid-fire sequence. I checked off the boxes next to those names as quickly as I could. Megan looked my ballot over and nodded in approval. Good choices, America. You're not decided all for free. Are you sure I shouldn't vote for Trump? I said it playfully, but I saw a brief flash of sincere anger dart across Megan's face. Don't even joke about that. It'll be an utter disgrace if that oaf is still in the running after tonight. Sorry, I didn't know that you felt that strongly. I won't joke about it again, I promise. I winced, hoping that I hadn't irrevocably ruined things with Megan. But her expression instantly melted in one of concern, and she clasped my hands in hers apologetically. No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to lash out like that, America. You didn't do anything wrong, believe me. But seriously, don't vote for him. Don't do it. Got it. Megan smiled at me and joined the crowd filling out the auditorium. I followed her, relieved that things were still fine between us. But I was also more than a little curious about why Megan hated Donald so much. I knew that this was the wrong time to ask her about it, though. Once we made it to the lobby, Chris Wallace spotted Megan from the other side of the room and waved her over. Megan nodded at him and then turned to me. I'm gonna stay here with her, is that okay? Do you think you can make it back to her dorm from here? Definitely, why not? I fought back my anxiety and forced a smile. I knew how much this night meant to Megan. Even though I was a bit nervous, I wanted to let her have this. Plus, I wanted to prove to her and to myself that I wasn't helpless. And I was instantly rewarded when Megan beamed right back at me. Thanks, America, you're the best! I'll try not to wake you when I come back. Megan made her way over to Chris Wallace and began animatedly discussing the night's events. I took a deep breath and headed out of a Hawkeye dorm into the night. I was pretty sure how to get back to Sunshine Dorm. I just hoped that pretty sure would be enough. It wasn't. Oh, great. I got hopelessly lost within minutes, finding myself among completely unfamiliar buildings. My heart began to race, and I felt myself getting dizzy, overwhelmed with anxiety and fear. I should have known better to think I was ready to fend for myself in this new school. In this new country. Are you okay? Oh, God. I couldn't help but jump when I heard an unfamiliar voice behind me. I turned around to find a doughy, cherubic face looking at me with concern. Yes, I'm fine. Except, actually, no, I'm not fine at all. I'm lost. Where are you going? I know this campus backwards and forwards. I can help you get there, wherever it is. Sunshine Dorm? Oh, then you're really in luck. I'm heading to Peach Dorm right next door. Just follow me. He took a right turn and led me down a well-lit sidewalk. Thank you, Newt. What? A newt? Where? Ha. I glanced around near my feet. Why would there be a newt in a dry climate like this? And why would this kind boy point it out to me? Was this an American cultural thing? That's my name, Newt Gingrich. Oh, I see. What a bizarre name. You're probably thinking that that's a bizarre name, right? No, of course not. That would be incredibly rude. Don't worry, it's fine. It is a weird name, I know. Newt turned back to me and shrugged awkwardly. I couldn't help but giggle. I'm more America. I'm a transfer student. I just got here today. You can call me America. It's not a name as unique as Newt, but it's up there. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, America. We walked in silence for a while. Eventually, I started to see buildings I recognized. I let out a quiet sigh of relief. If everyone at Grand Old Academy was kind as Newt, I definitely enjoy my time here. Were you at the debate tonight? Yes, actually, it seemed like most of the school was. You're not wrong. All of us here are kind of obsessed with the debate club. I actually was up on the stage myself last year, but... He trailed off and stopped walking for a moment. I just wasn't good enough, and that's that. No point in being better. Did you try to get on stage again this year? Wait, sorry, that's kind of a personal question. You don't have to answer it. It's fine, and no, I didn't. I'm a third year now, which means I'm graduating at the end of the year. Does that mean he's gonna pass away? He's old? Debates are a young student's game. That's what I tell myself, at least. I'm happy just cheering on the others from the sidelines, really. I mean, if someone were to ask me to coach them a bit, I wouldn't refuse, but I'm not gonna go sticking it out. Ah, here we are at Sunshine Dorm. I'd been so engaged in the conversation that I hadn't even noticed we'd arrived. Oh, perfect, thank you, Newt. I reflectively bowed towards him, then instantly felt like an idiot. But to my relief, Newt didn't laugh at me or even look at me strangely. He just nodded back at me, turned around, and headed towards Peach Dorm. Oh my god. I made my way to the room and somehow managed to get the key into the lock before I fell asleep right there in the hallway. Now that the adrenaline from getting lost was wearing off, I was ready to crash hard. Good night, Grand Old Academy. I stumbled through the door, kicked off my shoes, and flopped onto the bed. I was asleep within seconds. Bright sunlight streamed through the gap in the middle of the curtains. I groggily stretched and groaned. I grabbed my phone off my bedside table, afraid to check the time on it. 1! I had already wasted nearly half the day with sleep. I was furious with myself. To be fair, I had flown halfway around the globe just yesterday. If anyone else was in my situation, I certainly wouldn't begrudge them an excessive amount of sleep. But I tend to hold myself to unreasonably high standards for better and for worse. I noticed that Megan wasn't in the room with me. I figured she must have come back late last night, gotten a normal night's worth of sleep, and then gone out again. By the time I had taken a shower and made myself halfway presentable, it was nearly 2. If I wanted to have lunch, I'd have to get to the dining hall fast. I had a much easier time navigating the campus in the light of day, and I was able to retrace the route that Megan had shown me last night at dinner without a hitch. I grabbed the tray, filled it, and headed towards the tables. As I expected and hoped, there weren't many people eating this late in the afternoon. There was only one person, in fact. He's sitting at a table low near the center of the dining hall. His nose is buried in a thick biology textbook that sat on the table in front of him. A nearly empty plate suggested that he had been reading for a while. Wait a minute. Was he one of the guys from the debate last night? He was. What was his name? Ted? John? No, that's right. He was Ben Carson. He was so engrossed in studying that he hadn't even noticed me. I figured I should probably let him read in peace. Then again, if I really wanted to fit in at Grand Old Academy, maybe I should push myself to be more outgoing. And what would be better test for myself than talking to a debate club member? Oh god. So we can either disturb him or sit alone. Is that a little joke coming out of his mouth? She wanted to be more familiar with the students, so let's go ask him to sit down with them. I do it. I take a big risk with the possible reward of getting a new friend. I took a deep breath to calm my nerves and walked over to Ben's table. Excuse me, may I... Ben bolted upright the moment I spoke, blinking rapidly and looking around in shock. Had he been napping? I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you. Oh goodness, no, don't worry, it's all right. I was just a little startled, that's all. He smiled at me, looking a little bashful. I briefly considered backing out of my plan, but decided to go through with it despite the snag. I was going to ask if it was alright if I sat with you to eat. Oh, if that's what you want, I suppose it would. I mean, if you don't want me to, I can go somewhere else and... No, I want you to! If you want to, that is, or not, either is fine. It seemed like Ben was just about as nervous and awkward as I was. It was strangely reassuring to think that a member of the fabled debate club might be shy too. I decided that the only way to cut the indecisiveness short was to just sit down at the table, so that's what I did. My name's America, and Ben is yours. Your name, I mean, is Ben. Stupid. Come on, brain, get it together. I'm Ben, yes. Ben in a soft voice. Dang it. And said every word slowly and deliberately. Okay, I gotta remember that. He would even occasionally shut his eyes while talking as if constructing a sentence required great concentration. We both fell silent for several seconds. I poked some steamed vegetables around on my plate with my fork. I'm sorry, I'm not great at making conversation. That's alright, neither am I. Obviously. Maybe we could have a conversation about how bad we are at conversations. I laughed, but I noticed that Ben wasn't joining in. He had not meant that as a joke. So, why are you in the debate club then? If you're bad at conversation, I mean. It's a little strange, but I find that I feel much more comfortable speaking to a crowd than I do speaking to someone one-on-one. Do you know what I mean? Well, personally, I have trouble talking to crowds too, but I think I can understand how it could be easier for someone. Yes. Another long pause. This time, a pile of mashed potatoes was the target for my restless fork poking. Ben's gaze stayed fixed on the table in front of him. I think that I have good ideas and that people would be interested in them. That's why I like to debate, I mean. When I can take my time and really compose my thoughts, I think I have worthwhile things to say. Ben finally looked up and made eye contact with me. His eyes were warm and gentle. They made me feel cozy. So cozy. That's good. Yes. After one final awkward pause, Ben stood up and gathered his textbook and lunch tray. I should get going. I need to study for my physiology exam. It was nice to meet you, America. It was nice to meet you too, Ben. Let's have lunch again sometime. We can both practice our conversation. With that, he headed off. Once he was gone, I had to take a few seconds to clear my head. That certainly wasn't what I expected. No, she's named America, then they're gonna, all the guys, maybe girls too, are gonna go for her, like the president is, like how the president, and how one of the persons becomes president for the United States, they're gonna be the president of her heart. Hey. A shy, soft-spoken nerd who is willing to get up on that stage in front of the whole school and to go toe-to-toe with all those shouters. He must really have faith in himself. Oh, Ben, you left the textbook here. But he's already out of earshot. I picked up the book, telling myself that I would return it to him next time I saw him. I quickly finished my lunch, which had gone cold during these long silences, and left the dining hall as well. Alright guys, I think that's pretty good for chapter 2. There's some character development, and we're already making little connections here and there already. Oh, imagine that. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in chapter 3 of our rendezvous with all the old people. See you in the next one. Bye.